This is very different from the power law you see in pre-training, where the model learns a bunch at the very beginning and then less and less over time. And it actually reminded me of a note that I had written down after I had a conversation with a researcher friend, where he pointed out that the number of samples that you need to take in order to find a correct answer scales exponentially with how different your current probability distribution is from the target probability distribution. And I was thinking about how these two ideas are related. I had this vague idea that they should be connected, but I really didn't know how. I don't have a math background, so I couldn't really formalize it. But I wondered if Gemini 3 could help me out here. And so I took a picture of my notebook, and I took the paper and I put them both in the context of Gemini 3, and I asked it to find the connection. And it thought a bunch, and then it realized that the correct way to model the information you gain from a single yes or no outcome in RL is as the entropy of a random binary variable. It made a graph which showed how the bits you gain per sample in RL versus supervised learning scale as the pass rate increases. And as soon as I saw the graph that Gemini 3 made, immediately a ton of things started making sense to me. Then I wanted to see if there was any empirical basis to this theory. So I asked Gemini to code an experiment to show whether the improvement in loss scales in this way with pass rate. I just took the code that Gemini outputted, I copy-pasted it into a Google Colab notebook, and I was able to run this toy ML experiment and visualize its results without a single bug. It's interesting because the results look similar but not identical to what we should have expected. And so I downloaded this chart and I put it into Gemini and I asked it, what is going on here? And it came up with a hypothesis that I think is actually correct, which is that we're capping how much supervised learning can improve in the beginning by having a fixed learning rate. And in fact, we should decrease the learning rate over time. It actually gives us an intuitive understanding for why in practice we have learning rate schedulers that decrease the learning rate over time.